and welcome to Scrolling with Ceazor. Today is August 4th, 2026. Okay, so I've got a lot of tweets for you today. As always, I got some charts to look at and so forth. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is just me doing some silly stuff. Okay, so here we are looking at the first chart I'm going to show you today is my SPY, S&P 500, whatever, right? The chart. But it looks like I did a successful trade here, as you can see. So like I opened it down here. This is where I bought the S&P, but I also put some stable coins below. So I ended up buying some more down here, and now they've sold up to all here. So I'm definitely going to rebalance this position. There's no point waiting for it to cross out. There's just a bunch of stable coins below the current price, so I don't want to leave a bunch of stable coins way down here, and I definitely don't want to just buy all in this area here. I want to wait until things go down to like a new low or something like that. So I'm gonna make a video later today of me pulling out this liquidity, leaving this liquidity here, and then just kind of show you how easy it is with this the new system that Ramses has for providing liquidity. Okay, so anyhow, so this is a successful trade in my opinion, and I shouldn't just ignore it and leave it. So yesterday I did rebalance my Google position as well on Ramses. So I as you can see, I bought down here. It's up almost near my all-time, like almost near the top of my range. So again, I pulled the liquidity. I took a lot of the stable coins from below and put them just into an interest-bearing stablecoin position, and then I did rearrange my liquidity here. There's not very much money here, but there's at least some here trading along inside this range here. Now I'm reconsidering that, but I want to kind of leave it in there just so that I can have a feeling of monitoring it and watching it instead of like kind of ignoring it. Anyhow, so let's get into the charts. Everything's kind of green today, but not like extremely green, but there is some green going on for us, which is nice. But everything's kind of still, you know, in the bleak town, Goblin Town, not so happy. The biggest mover today is Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid's up about 2.25%. Sonic is down today on its chart, and so forth. So I guess that's it. Let's move over to some tweets and talk a little bit about them, and so forth. Okay, so let's go straight into the first one here I have is Sonic has this Builders Founders Demo Day Vision 2. So $150,000 if you apply and you're chosen by these hosts to deploy something interesting to Sonic. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Just go here and apply, and maybe you get it, maybe you don't. I'm not sure how difficult the application process is, but I think it's interesting. I'm happy to see, you know, chains doing this kind of like curated, you know, instead of like a just giving it to their friends, but actually using like a curated hosting like group of people who are going to assess things and decide whether or not it makes sense. Okay. Moving on, so Chainlink, here we have BitGo has decided to change their WBTC bridging from Layer 0 to Chainlink. So this continues to happen. Now, this is all because of the Kelp DAO hack that happened not last year, but you know, a little while ago, early this year, and a whole bunch of protocols have decided to use Chainlink as their bridging as opposed to Layer 0. Now Layer 0 is still kicking it. They still have a lot of tokens that are bridging and so forth. So I don't think it's a major thing. It's not like a huge exodus. It's just some protocols have decided to migrate to Chainlink for their bridging. Now, if you're a project and you should probably take a look and assess this change, whether or not it makes sense to you. And that's it. So moving on. So it's been a long time since I talked about Bancor's Carbon DeFi. And they have a long tweet here that kind of explains how someone was able to open a position with gold versus Bitcoin and get an ROI of roughly 10% by using what do you call them? Reoccurring orders. Let's see if I can see the orders. It's not sure. Yeah, so here, this is an example of what like reoccurring, this is concentrated liquidity, right? But let's see, does it have the reoccurring orders? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, here's reoccurring orders. So as you can see, there's a slight sell high and buy low, and you can manage these and move them quite easily. I'm a really big fan of this protocol and how this reoccurring orders works, because it's basically, you know, you can set your buy low really, really low and your sell high really, really high in that example. So I've got a position here, for example. This was me buying the dip with carbon. So I used SFRX USD to buy Rocket Pool ETH, and so I set these are just buy orders. These are not buy and sell. This is not concentrated liquidity. My buy order I don't even have on the chart because I've got it set way high because I don't want to sell right now. So I was just kind of using some dry powder, some stable coins to buy low. There is still stable coins down here, but they're earning SFRX USD yield, so I'm okay with that. I might change it. I might move this around a little bit. But the way it is right now, I like this. I'm holding this RETH that I bought down here, and I'm probably going to sell when it hits around 5K or higher or something up here, right? Now this is RETH, so it doesn't it's not ETH's price, so you have to kind of consider, you know, whether or not like 5K is going to get hit more easily with RETH because it has yield. Okay, moving on to this thing here. So this is significant, especially for devs. If you're a dev, you should probably look at this. So breaking an active NPM scam, NPM supply chain attack has compromised at least 868 packages carrying over 2 billion monthly installs with a credential stealing worm. Saul Halad is back. So NPM is usually what people use to build their front end websites. So that now the NPM, these devs, they need to install updates to NPM whenever those updates come. And here they're saying that the updates have been injected with a worm. And if people install them, then they might get that worm might attack there. So if you are a dev, you should probably pay attention. If you're not a dev, then be careful about using NPM to build your websites and stuff like that. It's definitely scary stuff. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. EcoBeast here is talking about Kalshi, and he's it seems like it looks like he's part of Kalshi's team or something, building Kalshi's crypto. So he's like, yeah, look at us, we're doing great. There's a chart here. It says that Kalshi's accounted for 90% of crypto volume for the first time ever, and then this chart just basically compares Kalshi and Polymarket. And then Serpin kind of questions like, what does crypto volume market share mean? Like trades done on chain, trades done with crypto as a source of funds. Like, he doesn't know, right? And then he's like, prediction market volume on crypto category markets. So this is one of the things I hate is like people are tweeting out things, but they're not defining their terms because they're just kind of like, well, we understand what this term means, but so everybody else should. So I kind of wish we would kind of go back a little bit to the academic style of tweeting, especially from projects themselves that are like sharing data. That data needs to, that those definitions need to be clear, because I would never have guessed that. So this is basically people just betting, using prediction markets to bet on crypto events, you know, whether it be price or, you know, airdrops or whatever, like something about crypto is going to happen, and these markets are for betting it. So Kalshi is becoming the place to bet on crypto events as opposed to Polymarket, which is interesting. But yeah, that's that. Okay, moving on. So EtherFi here says they've given $20 million of cash back to people already now. So this is the card I use. I like it. I'm happy with it. I've never had any problems with it. And in fact, I use SFRX. I use FRX USD Frax stablecoin in my Ether5 Vault to earn interest while I'm spending it. Okay. So moving on. So here we have Mark Taylor. So this is pretty interesting. It has nothing to do with crypto, but I kind of thought it was interesting, and I kind of agree with it. So he's like, the main reason men know more general knowledge is that they find it interesting when something is explained to them, not condescending. I agree with this. Like I'm very interested in when people explain things to me. I think it's fantastic. I'm not saying all women find it to be like you're saying I'm weak, but that's what he's saying, right? Is that like women will say that like they don't want to hear explanations because it's like I already know, right? But I'm very critical and humble, and like even if that person's like 19 years old, I'll still give him the benefit of doubt and say that like he can probably explain something to me that I don't understand. But anyhow, moving on. So this is interesting too, this DeFi warlord, a Bartertown conglomerate guy, right? So he's like, read this before you buy any crypto. So it's a good little like list of things that you should think about before you buy any tokens. So every token is a machine. Yeah, that's right. So there's smart contracts. Every token is built on a smart contract, and sometimes those smart contracts, they have things that they can adjust or change or do, or you should understand what that token does before you buy it. It's like you're not going to buy a machine that you don't know what it does, right? That you're not just going to go to like a Home Depot and say, hey, look, that's a machine. I want to buy that thing because it looks cool, or because this guy said buy it. Like you should understand what it does, right? Can the owner mint more tokens? This is very important. Is the token mintable? And now with AI, you can just literally just post the contract address into AI and say, does this token have mintability, right? Can they pause trading or steal or sell tax, or any kind of like, can they stop you from trading the token, or when you sell it, do you get taxed, or any kind of problems with like leaving your position? So you can again ask AI for that. Free contract scanners reveal these risks in seconds. So you could use a free contract scanner, but I think AI is good enough for it now. A warning isn't always a scam. So sometimes there's false positives. So make sure you understand that just because it says, oh, this thing's mintable, that doesn't mean it's a terrible thing. Like maybe the contracts mint for certain events. Like a good example, a very simple example is if you buy this token above a certain amount, then it'll give you a bonus, so it'll mint a little extra to you. Something like that would be interesting, right? So, and kind of a benefit, right? In crypto, trust is a cost. Defense first, hype second. So yeah, don't trust people, even your friends. Don't trust me. Don't trust anyone. Just validate stuff. Especially with AI now, it's so easy. You can just stick things into AI and say, hey, go through this and ask it questions, and it'll tell you probably a correct answer. Okay, so this is interesting. So this guy dropped this EIP, so Ethereum improvement proposal, and he's tagged these people. So what he's suggesting here, or what this thing is suggesting, is that as more ETH is staked, then the issuance should be reduced and actually burned. So at like 1% or whatever, then the issuance is full, or it goes up a little bit, right? I guess this is like around 5% is the peak, right? And then as it crosses over closer to 50, then the APR on liquid stake on staking tokens, or even staking like running a validator, goes down. So the idea here is that like 50% is the key number. If 50% of the ETH is staked, then those things should get 0% APR, because they want to keep the ETH in circulation and being used. So liquid ETH, normal native liquid ETH, needs to have more liquidity than LSTs. That's the idea here. And then there's some more stuff in here too. Like, I definitely read through all of it because he's got a lot of points in here, and it's pretty long. I don't want to get into all of them because it's just a quick little taste of things, but it's pretty interesting. And I think he's got something here that's worth considering. Okay. Moving on, so Frax Finance has retweeted resupply summer is here. So you can, I looked at this yesterday, but I don't have a lot of times, but I did open up resupply and kind of click through it and look at it. I haven't read the docs. I haven't completely understand this, but just kind of looking at the front end, what I can get from here is like, it's a stable coin. And it's backed by basically interest-bearing stable coins. So you can take these different coins, it's like S dollar, FRX USD, CRV USD, and you can supply them to these markets. So basically you're lending in this one here, you're lending FRX USD to people who have WBTC who want to borrow stable coins. So you have this interest-bearing stable coin here, and you're using it as backing to mint REUSD. And there are some rewards here. Again, I have to look. I don't know. I guess this is just like some burr, right? Some inflation to get this out. And then what can you do with this REUSD? This is the key thing, because there's no point minting the stable coin and then not being able to use it. So if you go up here, we have insurance pool, which I suspect is any kind of if there is any hacks or any issues, these people pay the people who are losing money, right? So, but this thing's giving out 15% APR. Now, if you look, it's not all just inflation. A large amount of it is inflation, but there is some stable coins as well, as if liquidations happen, there's some other stable coins happening there. There's a savings account which only gives less than 1%, so I wouldn't want to mint and then put it in here. But there's already 21 million in here, so other people think it's okay. And then you could provide liquidity in these different liquidity places and get some more juice that way. So anyways, you can check this out a little bit more, do a little bit more due diligence. I don't know. I haven't read the docs on this yet, so I'll have to do some homework on this, but I'm moving soon, so I'm not going to do this right away. Okay, so liquidity. Liquidity allows you can use Bold now on privacy pools. So if you do want to obfuscate or wash some of your money so that you don't get wrench attacked or whatever reason you have, you can use Bold on privacy pools. Privacy pools is the one I like. I like to use it. I just think it's cool and it works well. It's a little expensive, but I like it. This guy here says he prefers privacy pools as well, and I do agree with him. I think the user experience on privacy pools is pretty good. Okay, last thing here, we got DB Crypto. He's got some more news today that's interesting. And I say here, I love his little ventures now. I love these little newses that he's going through. So basically, he found out that there's some FBI agent. This guy here, for 9 years, he was working at the FBI, and he was just memorizing seed phrases of seized assets, and then he would go home with those seed phrases and just compile them or put them down or somehow save them. I don't know what he was doing. And then he stole a whole bunch of money from those seized assets, started searching whether or not he should go to Portugal, run away. But he gave himself in. So they didn't catch him. He actually turned himself in for some reason. Maybe he was the guilt of it or something. But it goes to show that these government agencies, there's no multi-sig, no custody protocol, no oversight, just trust me, bro, setups at the FBI to handle seized assets. It's craziness. It's craziness. So anyhow, that's it for today. I hope this has been interesting, useful. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.